Hello, sweet people. Welcome back to another video. Today we talk about how grounding into your body changes your whole experience. So if you are, getting anxiety very quickly, or social anxiety, or you feel very quickly confused or chaotic or ungrounded, this video is for you. Okay. Quick life update before we dive in. I'm in Portugal. I'm staying at my friend's house. I'm visiting friends. I'm giving a few workshops here in groups, and then I have a few one-on-one clients lined up, and I'm super excited to be here. But travel for me also is always a little bit destabilizing in terms of when I travel and arrive at the place. I need a day or two to acclimate and just find my center again. And often, no matter if you are moving or visiting or going on a holiday and coming home, often we don't give ourselves the time to actually find our center again. What do I mean with finding our center? And you don't even have to travel to feel out of center. Sometimes we get out of center when, a lot is happening in a day and we're just having to bam, 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 like get stuff done. Sometimes it's you're traveling in your car, just from your house to groceries to here and to there, and just life gets lively, you know what I mean? And then we come home and we're just going on and on and on with the rest of the stuff, with your children, with your partner, with your self, going into social media and all these things. We don't often we don't take the time to realign. Didn't mean to make this a poem, but sometimes words rhyme. Anyway, so what I want to say is, what do I mean with align? Alignment is a thing of having your body, mind, and soul sort of like switched in, tuned in with each other, so that you feel grounded, that you feel alive, that you feel like yourself, basically. And sometimes we don't even notice when we're not in touch with ourselves or out of alignment, because maybe we've been out of alignment for so long that we don't actually know, where is my real alignment, where's my real resting position. So I explained this in a few other videos before around the nervous system, but I just want to quickly dive into that for you to understand really on a physical level what I'm talking about. When we are out of alignment on a physical level, or on a more micro level in our body, you can determine this by feeling like you are having no energy at all for an extended period of time, or you're super anxious for an extended period of time. Maybe you're lightly, like you're easily getting angry or frustrated, or maybe you have no feelings at all and you're feeling numb. When we are being in those states of hyperarousal, which is basically the state of being like constantly overstimulated, and you see this from the way that I'm being, like you can see anxious energy, out of body energy. Like we're not really being here and grounded. We're swimming somewhere over there, but we're not connected to our core. When we are in the opposite of that, hyper, instead of hyper vigilant, hyper aroused, we are on hypoaroused, so we are under aroused, you could say, for lack of a better term. So we are kind of not really feeling energetic, not feeling a life force moving through us. Then we may be lethargic, have no energy, feel tired, everything is slow, we're not feeling able to get up and brush our teeth or make good food, or clean the house, or always tired at work. You need 10 cups of coffee. You feel the difference of energy. And now I'm talking in my normal self, in the centered one, where I'm calm, cool, connected, collected. But I'm able to be energetic, but I'm also able to be, all right, I need a minute. And when we feel where our, so to say, resting position is, our position of balance, our position of feeling good, and being in our center. You can also call this in homeostasis. Yeah. So in the middle is the homeostasis, hyperaroused, hypoaroused. Yeah. And it's not about constantly being calm. It's not about constantly being regulated. It's not about constantly being in homeostasis. Sometimes we need to run after the bus, or we have like, oh my God, I need to finish this. This is important. Then, I can send it out to whoever. Or sometimes we need like after this extensive travel that I had 2 days ago, I just needed a couple of days of full calm. Yeah. And that's maybe less energetic than I would be when I'm being just, in my centered state. So over short amounts of time, it's completely okay to, not focus on being balanced all the time, but it's important to notice and learn your own rhythm and feeling, oh, I'm off center right now. Oh, I cannot concentrate on anything. Like nice little indicators I want to give you are, oh, I'm making a lot of mistakes. In terms of mistakes are not a problem, don't get me wrong, but for example, if you're a copywriter and you're having a lot of grammar mistakes, or if you're a designer and you're just not being on point, or you're forgetting a lot of things, or you went to the grocery shop but then you ended up forgetting half of the stuff you wanted to buy, and these are all in little doses, not like, it's human, it's not normal. But if you feel like you're in a time where you forget everything, and then the appointment or the meeting with your friend, and then you forget your keys everywhere, this, and you're going into this mode of, not again. Just notice what's happening. Pause, take a deep breath, and notice, I'm out of alignment. I'm a little bit, unbalanced. So let me feel inside, what do I need to get into balance? Or maybe I need to slow down a little bit. Maybe I need to, instead of having 10 things on my to-do list each day, allow myself to have 3 or 5 things on my to-do list each day, and just allow myself to go a little slower, because then you have a bigger capacity to hold yourself, hold others, whatever your life consists of, and you won't feel consistently stressed, anxious. Because some people, and I used to be that as well unconsciously, sometimes we define ourselves and our worth through, I'm so busy. I'm so busy. I had so much to do. You feel that energy? It doesn't feel good to you, no, when I speak like that. And that is because we sometimes learn to define our value and our level of being loved and accepted through doing. So when we tell other people, oh my God, I'm so stressed, maybe your dad or your mom said that as well, and this is how you learned, this is how you are valuable in the world. But you're valuable just by being yourself, and you deserve taking breaks, and you deserve taking it slower. And honestly, now some people may say, yes, but then I'm not making enough money. Not true. No matter what you say, it's not true. Because when you're in your center, when you slow down, you have more energy. And abundance is not just the money that you make in your job if you have a job. It is so much more than that. Actually, most of the abundance is so underestimated, and the abundance you receive from money is overestimated. Abundance to me is feeling healthy in my body. Abundance to me is having space in my day. Abundance to me is having a regulated nervous system. Abundance to me is having healthy relationships. Abundance to me is being able to take a break when I want to without feeling guilty. And this is where the work is. The work is not in, I need to work more and harder to be seen and heard and respected by the world. No, the work is in accepting yourself and allowing yourself to take breaks so that you can get creative and energized again to move forward. No matter what you work, we are all creators. And it's so important that you allow yourself to recover. And rest is not a privilege. Rest is part of being human. But it is sold to us as if it was a privilege. And we need to cut through that narrative and integrate the truth that is that we all need rest in order to be human, in order to live life, in order to be healthy and go to work and juggle family and work and private life and whatever. You know, it is a necessary thing and not an add-on or privilege. Please do know that. So for me, when I learned to actually create pockets of rest or fun and rest can be the same, can be different things. When I created, like space for pleasure and space for rest and recharge in my life, oh my God, my life became so much more lively and joyful and fulfilling, because I wasn't constantly on the train of I need to do to be loved. And maybe you don't even realize that this is a pattern that you may carry, that this is a limiting belief that you may carry, because it may feel so ingrained inside of you that it feels like that's you. And it's okay to be driven. It's okay to be, full of ideas and full of energy and full of wanting to bring everything to life and go for life and go for it. I'm such a go-getter and I really love being alive, But I also know that it's important for me to recharge when I notice those little indicators and signs come in of like, oh, I'm forgetting everything or I'm dropping everything. Yeah, this is for me a sign, all right, slow down a little bit. On the other hand, if I'm only lethargic, if I'm only tired, if I have no energy, then I know I need to bring my energy up. So maybe I need to move a little more. Maybe I need to have some fun, do something that makes me laugh and makes me happy and fills me up with energy. Okay, so both of these states in short bits, like hyperarousal and hypoarousal, are okay. But just notice, when is the point that it doesn't feel good anymore? And then you can either bring up your energy through doing something fun and exciting that brings you joy and makes you feel lit up and alive, or something that brings you calm and, helps you, for example, nature. Brings it down, reconnects you with the frequency of the earth, with your natural rhythm that we often, when we're living in cities, especially when we overconsume technology, when we're overstimulated, when we're having so much to do that we lose touch of our body, of our heart, of our soul, then it's a good time to go into nature to recalibrate. Literally, the frequency of the earth is the healthy and most natural frequency that we could align to. And by putting your feet in the grass or leaning onto a tree and breathing deeply and actually being really present, not just going out of your house to the next tree, put your hand there and being like, okay, 10 minutes I'm standing here and then I go back inside. Do it right or not at all, really be present with whatever you do, and you will cherish life more. Because sometimes we're just moving past everything in life. We're not being grateful. We're not being appreciative of what is right now. Even if what is challenging, it is teaching you something. So the more you get to live in the presence and notice, when am I dysregulated? When am I hyper-aroused, like overly stimulated? Or when am I hypo-aroused, overly understimulated? And let me just try some things to put me back into balance here. Yeah, when you start noticing those states of hyper and hypo arousal and find ways to bring yourself back into balance, and I mentioned a few here, then you find your own way. And again, what brings me back into balance may not be what brings you back into balance. But just by tuning into yourself and just connecting to your body and noticing, what do I need right now? Is it something that calms me, or is it something that energizes me? Maybe a cold shower, maybe a good song and a little dance in your living room, maybe a hug of a friend, and just a cozy movie night with somebody you love and talk with them about deep things or whatever. Notice what you need in your life, and I say this over and over again. You're the master of your life, you're the creator of your experience. And sometimes we don't believe that because we're stuck in victimhood. And I'm, again, no judgment. I've been there too. Even if you live through very difficult things and traumatic experiences in your life, don't keep yourself in the mindset of, I'm a victim of life, basically, like I'm at the mercy of life or whatever. This is not going to make you feel good. If you want to feel better, if you want to be embodied, and if you want to create the life that you're looking for, it's not going to happen overnight often, mostly. Let's be honest. But if you take little actions every day to notice, oh, I'm out of center, let me take a breath. Or, oh, I'm out of center, let me take a walk at the beach or in the garden or whatever. Let me catch some sun in the morning. Create little pockets where you recalibrate to who you are, to your center. And it's not as hard as it sounds. I hope you understand that. Comment below if it feels hard. Comment below if you don't know what to do. But I think I'm giving you some nuggets of what you could do, and I want you to start envisioning by yourself. When I give you an example, what pops up for you? Maybe it's not being in the sun in the morning. Maybe it is calling your grandmother. Maybe it is having a fresh fruit. Maybe it is putting your feet into a bucket of ice. Yeah, find your version of what I'm explaining you, because this is the most important. Find your way. Your way. We are always taught to be uniform and to seek for a guru and follow, people and that know how it works. I'm only pointing you to questions that you can ask yourself. Ask yourself, and no, the answer is for you to find. That's what I want to say. I want you to individualize. I want you to get curious about what is your version of this. What do I want? Because this will bring you right into your center. This will create safety within you. This will create confidence within you because you decide. And what you decide, don't compare it with everybody else. I had a conversation with a good friend about this yesterday, where we usually in society, we try to say, oh, but this person is doing that and the other person is doing that, so what should I do? Listen inside. Don't ask them. It's okay to ask questions. It's okay to get inspired. And find your own way. This is becoming more and more important because this is how you find your authenticity. And this is also how you become anchored, truthfully anchored, grounded in who you are. And this will help you release anxiety. This will help you release depression. This will help you release panic and, social anxiety and this constant trying to feel safe around us. The reason why you don't feel safe in your body or in your life is because you're disconnected from your core, from your anchor, from your rootedness into the earth, into who you are. And that takes work, I know, but it's worth it because it makes you feel, when you are able to rest in your being and know that your vessel, your body is the vessel, but you are not just your body, just like you're not just your mind and you're not just your emotions. You are spirit embodied. You can think about this what you want. This is, I'm telling you my opinion and my viewpoint and perspective. Take it or leave it. It's okay. We don't need to agree on everything. And that's what I want you to feel. You can still have respect for each other, but we don't need to agree on everything. You can say, I like to go to Pilates, and I can be like, oh, that's not my thing. It's not true, but I'm just for the sake of the example. Or you can say, I like basketball, and I'm like, oh, I'm out. This is really not for me. Be authentic to who you are and leave other people space to do the same without feeling like, oh, I need to adapt to them or they need to adapt to me for safety. When we allow ourselves and accept ourselves for who we are, no matter if we like the same things as our friends and our peers and our bosses and our other people on social media, I will still respect you if you don't like the same things as I do. I will still respect you if you don't have the same views as I do. Let's be soft with each other. Let's not be rigid, because this is the key to feeling safe in the world. You allowing yourself to be who you are, and as you're doing that, allowing other people to be how they are. Do you feel that difference in energy? It's powerful because it creates union instead of division. It creates heartfulness, open-heartedness, love, instead of pointing fingers and judgment. Judgment creates fear. And that's what we may be afraid of. I was going to say, but, that's what creates social anxiety. Because we constantly feel like, I need to be different. I'm not accepted. Oh my God, what, are they going to, judge me for my t-shirt? Are they going to judge me for my glasses? Are they going to judge me for my hair? You know what I mean? Like, don't think about it, actually. I'm meaning feel into this. Because this is what we learned somewhere along the lines, that we are not allowed to fully be ourselves. That's why we don't feel safe in our body. And if we don't feel safe in our body, our soul may feel like we constantly want to get out of this body, in terms of not dying per se, but in terms of feeling dizzy, feeling anxious, feeling panicky. This is a sign that we don't feel anchored in who we are. Body, mind, and soul belong to each other. In order to feel in our center, for most people, it's very hard to feel safe in our body. So we need to understand that our soul cannot be harmed. And the soul, like at least part of the soul, embodies. So we are actually not able to be harmed. Sure, when you cross the street and there's a car, like your body will have bruises or whatever. But this is not what I'm talking about. What I mean with this is, let me be really clear about this. What I mean with this is you're so much more than your body and your thoughts and your emotions and your mind. But we are also, like in this dimension, on this earth life, in living in this three-dimensional reality, we are also needing our body. It's our home here. This enables us to grab things, to create things, to move things, to kiss somebody, to hug somebody, to eat food, to feel emotions, because we feel them as sensations in our body, to process, to see a sunrise, to touch water. But how sad is it if we cannot enjoy being in our body because we're anxious and afraid? You know what I mean? And when I realized this, I was like, no, I want to feel good in my life, in my body. So let me change the narrative, because this fear that's happening is happening foremost in my mind and in my body memory. Because maybe you're safe in your life right now, and I hope you are. And if you're not, if you're in a place where you're being abused in some way, please get yourself out of the situation. Little disclaimer here. Google, there's in every city, in every place, an emergency support number. So please Google it, get yourself out of there. But for all other cases, like maybe you're sitting in your apartment right now and you're watching this and you're like still not feeling safe, like still feeling anxious in your body, about to go to a party and still feeling anxious about that. Then it is in our head, it is in our body memory. And then the job is not to, let me rephrase that, then the job is to remind ourselves that we are safe. And we can only do that by anchoring deeper into ourselves, by looking inside, by feeling into our center, by noticing when we are off balance. Start there. Before you go into all the trauma work, start noticing here and now, am I centered, or am I all over the place? Or am I super understimulated and have no energy? What are the quickest things you can do? You can use your breath, you can take a shower, hot or cold, whatever you need. You can eat some delicious, healthy food. These are the first little steps you can take. Deep breath, a little bit of movement, a little dance or a little stretch. This is what immediately is available for you right now. Yeah, so it's so important in order to feel safe in our life, in our body, to keep on reconnecting with our body, mind, and soul, and recentering, anchoring into our being. And that has really to do with, in the long run, not all today, noticing when you are off center, noticing when emotions are there that you're not processing, and taking a pocket of time to sit with the emotions and process them. And when I say process, sit, let it come up, let yourself cry or scream or laugh or smile or cry, whatever you need, as long as you're not harming anybody else or yourself. Just feeling it through and just noticing how you are, what you need. Yeah, connecting maybe to nature, connecting maybe to a higher power, and bringing these parts of you in balance. And little by little, it doesn't all need to be today, okay? But this really helps so much to feel safer in your life, to anchor into your body and just feel like, when you close your eyes for a moment, only if you're not driving or handling machinery, please. When you close your eyes for a moment and maybe you feel and 1,000 thoughts, but all that is on the surface. When you take a deep breath and you make a big belly, you breathe deeply into your belly. Sigh it out through your mouth. And you feel deeper. And then you just sit and feel deeper. And when you start relaxing your muscles and your jaw and your neck and your hips and your shoulders and all the parts of your body, and you try to relax a little more with every exhale, you're landing deeper into your body. This is something so simple, but this needs to be practiced because most people are, and blah, 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 and let's go, everything is rushed and now, and because we are so dependent on other people's opinion and we're not even aware that this is why we're rushing, and we want to be accepted and out in the world. Do you feel the difference in energy when I'm just, this is what I need right now, and I allow myself to give that to myself? Yeah. I'm going to leave you with that. I hope that makes sense for you. Remember to anchor. Leave a comment below with how you feel about this topic. If you have any questions, any comments, please share. If you like this video, leave a thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed, please. Let's grow this together, and I see you in the next video. Ciao.